Welcome back to the Tempo Storm deck introduction series for the Witchwood meta featuring Recruit Hunter. We've seen the deck make appearances on the ladder since Kobolds and Catacombs, but it struggled to find success until the recent nerfs to Call to Arms, Spiteful Summoner, and Q-Block. These changes hindered a good deal of the aggressive strategies in the format, which gave Recruit Hunter just enough room to breathe and to find its way into Tier 2 of our meta snapshot. The core philosophy of the deck is to find either Seeping Oozling, Silver Vanguard, or Katharina Winterwisp, and pair them with Play Dead to cheat out huge beasts that quickly overwhelm our opponents. This strategy made its way to High Legend last week, serving as a powerful tool for any player targeting Shudderwalk Shaman, Miracle Rogue, and Taunt Druid. Let's dig a bit deeper into the deck to find out how we can end up ending games with charged Devil Sores in King Krush. While the core of the deck is built around the Katharina, Ooze, and Silver Vanguard package, we still need to find ourselves getting to that point. So how do we survive until these power turns? Initially, the deck was built with a similar shell as Spell Hunter, by playing a package of secrets to provide an early game speed bump versus aggressive strategies, along with Lesser Emerald Spellstone to provide some solid mid-game pressure. Most of the current builds have shied away from the secret package in favor of a stronger minion-based presence. Since activating Katharina is such an important part of the deck, we can't afford to play beasts other than those with great charge damage or defensive synergy with our deck. Because of this, our early game features exclusively non-beast cards like Firefly, Candleshot, Prince Keleseth, Tar Creeper, Lone Champion, and Serenite Chain Gang. Since this build drops secrets and spellstones, we play Prince Keleseth because of how weak Hunter's non-secret 2-drops are. The deck also plays 2 copies of Stitched Tracker to improve consistency, and plays a copy of Spellbreaker as a flexible answer to troublesome minions. The Lich King is run as an extra 8-drop for Silver Vanguard's Death Rattle to pull, as well as being a very reasonable minion to play from your hand. To round the deck out, as is the case with any non-Baku Hunter decks these days, we run Deathstalker Rexxar as a very strong anti-aggro tool and late game card versus control that provides the deck with enough inevitability to grind out the slower decks in the format. Mulligans with the deck can be a bit tricky, since we never know if our opponent is aggressive or slow on the ladder, but in general we'll want to keep Firefly and Prince Keleseth in our opening hand. If we know that we are definitely playing against an aggressive strategy, then we can keep Candleshot and Tar Creeper in the mulligan. If we find ourselves playing against a slow strategy like Warlock, then we'll be more comfortable keeping our slower cards like Seeping Oozling. Although it's best when cheated into play from Oozling or Katharina's Battlecry and Death Rattle, don't be afraid to play Witchwood Grizzly early if it's in your hand. Many players fall into the trap of trying to get the health to be as high as possible, but a reasonably sized Grizzly on curve can be enough of a roadblock against most decks to let us set up a big Death Rattle power turn. Like previously mentioned, the deck can be built with a Secret and Emerald Spellstone package in exchange for the early minion strategy of Prince Keleseth, Serenite Chain Gang, Tar Creeper, Spellbreaker, and Firefly. The Lone Champion can be turned into whatever sort of flex card you may find yourself needing. Champion is a fantastic anti-aggro tool, but if you find yourself needing weapon removal, Gluttonous Ooze is a fine choice for its flexibility and armor gain as perks against aggressive decks, while Harrison Jones can act as weapon removal and card draw at once. A few players were experimenting with builds that had Carnivorous Cubes at the start of the month. Cubes give the deck a bit more late game punch, but makes the deck overall less consistent because they replace Seeping Oozlings. Tides of Time hit rank 16 Legend with this build last month that included both the secret package and the Carnivorous Cubes. There are a few different directions that this deck can be built, all of which have merits in specific metagames. While it may not be considered the best deck in the format, Recruit Hunter is certainly a contender for a metagame mainstay, and has already given players success on ladder and High Legend. The archetype's a powerful addition to Hunter's arsenal, and in the right hands can be played to great success. Thank you for tuning into this addition to our Witchwood deck introduction series. If you have any specific deck you'd like us to cover in the future, feel free to suggest it in the comments section below. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date with Tempo Storm news and Hearthstone content. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time.